On this episode of Windy City Joes, we talked to a man who I forgot to ask him about his glasses because I've never seen him without his glasses until he actually took them off in the interview.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, you have eyeballs. Elvie Shane, my boy, County Roads, album backslider. He's the shit. I don't really know how else to say it. Super down to earth. And I probably could have talked to him for another hour and a half.
Yeah, honestly, he was so easy to talk to, very down to earth, like you said, and also did throw me off when he took off his glasses because I was like, holy shit, like
yeah. I've never seen him without his glasses.
I like, you know what I mean? Like when you only see people, it was kind of like with Josh Kaiser, like you just a guy you only see wear glasses.
It's like, wait, you have,
and then you see him take off their glasses, and you're like, whoa, you're a human. Like it's crazy.
Shout out to Elvie Shane. He's going to be helping me big time for my brother's wedding gift. I hope my brother's not listening to this right now. But yeah. He won't. He's busy. He has a wedding to get ready for.
Yeah, he's super busy. All right. Well, we hope you guys enjoy the rest of the episode. And
shout out to Elvie for chatting with us.
Such a cool guy.
I'm never drinking again. Put a hurting on my credit card. I must have bought tequila shots for everybody at the bar. Seen the neon light on Sunday morning, save no more Saturday nights. I made it this time, at least until next weekend. I swear I'm never drinking again.
You were literally just nominated for New Male Artist of the Year. A, congratulations. B, how is Vegas and how is the ACMs?
Well, the vodka and the tequila really works in Vegas. I found that out. No, it's it seems like that's pretty cliche for that to be the first response when you get back from Vegas, but there's just something about it, man. I don't know. I had to wake up one morning and post on Instagram that there was someone who looked a lot like me running around acting really stupid the night before, but I assured them it wasn't actually me. No, it was great, man. We went out there. I took my wife, my sister came out and stayed with the baby for us, so my wife and I could have a good time and, you know, have a little bit of freedom for the first time in 7 months. My boys stayed back at home with the grandparents and everything, but it was just cool to see all the people from the industry and all the artists kind of hanging out and having a good time together. And the coolest thing I think about it all is just seeing how the camaraderie between so many, you know, diverse people out there. I just didn't know what to expect. That was the first time I was ever around that many artists and people from the industry at one time. So that was pretty cool.
I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel for you, life has moved pretty fast in the past year or two. So like, did it kind of hit you when you were around just all these amazing artists and professionals in the music industry while walking around the ACMs?
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's kind of like, did somebody screw up the paperwork? You know, how did but yeah, man, it's been like, I've been trying to do something with music. I've been trying all my life, but I mean, I've been really going after it for almost 6 years now. They call it a 10-year town, so we shaved maybe a few years off, but the last year and a half really has been all of the stuff happening at once. There's been so many firsts that has just been kind of a crazy whirlwind. I wore these boots on the red carpet that I wore for my first Opry performance, my first tour, my first time playing Bonnaroo stage. And, you know, they were kind of wore out, and usually you'd want to wear nice new stuff to red carpet. But those boots kind of meant something, and it kind of, I don't know, symbolized all these firsts and you know, just how I've had to kind of carry myself through it all so fast.
Well, I mean, and they're sentimental. Like, where'd you get them from? What are the story on the boots? I want to dive deep into them.
Oh man, they're not anything too crazy special. I was at a boot store in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and I seen them, and they just looked really unique for a pair of snakeskin boots. And they were for sale for, I think they were like $320 or something, and I found them online for like $260 or $270, and I went up and I was like, "Hey, do you guys price match?" And he was like, they were like, "Yeah, we do." And then I showed him that price, and he got pissed off, and I was like, "Well." I was like, I said, I don't have to buy them. I just was wondering if I could get them a little cheaper, but they're just, they're made by Cowtown. It's like a handmade boot company out of Texas or something. But I've just never seen a pair that look like that. So, I try to find stuff that's as original as possible. It's kind of cool to have these one-off like little handmade things every now and then, especially when you can find them for a decent price, which is not very often.
If you decided to rock those snakeskin boots back in Caneyville, Kentucky, do you think you'd get any weird looks, or would people be like, "Oh, Elvie's just being Elvie"?
Shit, son, I was rocking snakeskin boots one day and Vans the next back in the day, so it wouldn't be no big deal. No, I think my first pair of cowboy boots was like a pair of little imitation snakeskins, little black and white snakeskins. I still remember those things when I was really little, just putting them on and going to church in them. That was my church boots. So no, man, I don't think anybody think too much about it, especially after knowing me. I was known for wearing some weird shit back in the day. Oh man.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You gotta express yourself somehow.
Yeah.
Especially with. Oh, go ahead.
No, I wasn't interrupting. I just said, yeah, man.
Well, and it brings me to your hat that you're wearing right now. Please them all. I know your album is kind of just about you and like going through these ups and downs and battling with, I don't know, setbacks and then finding your way back. And I know you talked about, I think it was an interview with Bobby Bones. You're talking about that too, especially with your dad. Because I'm sure came a time where you have to understand that you truly can't please everybody, either with your music or your words. And it's like, has that ever gotten to you mentally, or do you kind of just look past it?
Oh, I mean, it gets to me all the time, man. I just try to, I think that you should be judged by your actions, and not your immediate thoughts or, because I feel like you should always try to be in some kind of state of learning from whoever you're around or whatever situation you're in or something. It's like, there's a lot of things that, from where I was raised or how I was raised, I found I found some faults in that along the way. And I've had to go out and kind of culturalize myself and put myself around diverse groups of people and learn more, so it's like, I might have initial feelings. Like somebody might say something I disagree with, and my initial thought might be, "What the do you mean?" But instead of saying that right off the bat, I might think that. But if I give them a chance and like talk to them or something and see what their perspective is, you never know if you could be wrong. So it's like, can't please them all. I mean, this hat is. I love what it says, and I think it says so much more than just those 4 little words. It's just like, you got to be you, and no matter how hard you try, you're never going to make everybody happy, but just try to, I don't know, just try to do what makes your heart feel good every day. And I fail at that miserably sometimes, but I do try to just, learn as I go. And there's so many social constructs and political issues and all this shit that's changing these days, right? And some of it's right and some of it is, oh my God, what in the hell are we doing? But you can't figure out which one it is unless you give it a chance.
Well, I feel like if you are trying to spend most of your time to please them all, like you're holding yourself back too from who you are and what you, I guess, can be as well, because you're so worried about the narrative of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing, like with our music, I feel like it's so easy. I've seen it so many times for artists to come into this town, end up getting a deal with a record label or something, and then feeling like their job then is to keep that deal. And to keep that deal, you have to make sure that everyone that you're working with on your team, your management, your label, your everybody, you've got to do what is going to make all of them happy. And I think what's awesome about where I've been is like, it's not, I don't come at it from like from a, I don't know, a pretentious point of view or whatever the word I'm looking for is, but it's just like, man, I've got to be able to lay my head down at night knowing that I was me today. If that was the way that I wrote a song or what I said in a writing session with other writers or how I played guitar or whatever, I don't ever want to lay my head down at night thinking that I was trying to be someone else because I won't be able to sleep good, and
Right.
I feel super blessed that the team I do have just does nothing but encourage me to be who I am. I work with Broken Bow Records, and those guys over there and girls over there have seriously just killed it, man. I mean, I don't even think we turned in the last 8 songs that we cut on my record. We just told them we were going in the studio, and they were like, all right, man, have fun, so and I was like, here's my record.
I feel like your song County Roads is one of probably my favorite song by you. But more specifically, it's the introduction to that song that really hits home. I got a public education, but it didn't come from class. It came from long rides home on the bus in the back. That hits home for me because in high school, I went to like a high school in bumfuck nowhere, and my dad always told me that I was street smart, but my brother was book smart.
Yeah.
So I was just like, yeah,
hey,
I remember those.
Common sense ain't that common these days, and I think you'll learn a lot of common sense on the bus because if you do the right thing, then a fist is going to teach you not to do it again. Or if you do, and that's true, man. I mean, I was 6:30 in the morning. I was one of the first kids on the bus. So I thought I had to be in the very back because I like to sit in the back. Well, that's where the high schoolers sit. So I sit back with the high schoolers and the middle schoolers in the back of the bus when I was young. And I was an annoying little shit. So, I had to learn a lot of lessons quick.
Well, I'm 90% sure there's I don't know the lyrics by heart. Obviously you do, but there's a line in there where it's talking about throwing a punch and catching a punch.
Yeah. Yeah, throw a punch, catch a punch, steal a kiss, so there's you learn how to take a beating, maybe give one if you need to, and you learn a little bit about love too, man. And it's all, for every action, there's an opposite but equal reaction. And I think that Newton's law is very prevalent. What was on bus number 9204 when I was growing up anyway.
So another thing about County Roads, what does that song mean to you? And like, what do you want it to mean to your audience? And then whose idea was it in the music video to stand on the bus and strum your guitar?
We'll start with that. That was my dude, Josh Mendez. So when I first came to town, this guy named Josh Mendez did a couple videos for me, and he's done every video since except for the My Boy music video, which, we're working into that. He's going to be ended up working on some music videos later in the future. But he's super brilliant. And we have a lot of fun creating these storylines and stuff for these videos together. We got one coming out for each song on the entire record. Over the next few months, you'll see a lot more of that stuff. But but no, County Roads, man. I mean, My Boy was very much the best sides of who I am at my core, but didn't really paint a very well-rounded picture of me. County Roads is just more of the mistakes made, lessons learned from them, the foundational mistakes made, lessons learned. And it just sounds like, the soundtrack to my adolescence and teenage years. And I mean, I love cars. So there's some car referencing in there, and you know, I I would say I love girls. I love my girl now, my only girl. But back then, I love this one girl back in the day, and I found out how quick that can slip away. So that was all part of it too. Um, I think if have you ever seen the movie American Graffiti or Dazed and Confused?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we started writing that song, and I went home after we wrote like the first verse and chorus, and then we called it a day because we'd been there all day looking for something. And then I went home, and in between those writing sessions, I ended up watching both of those movies, and I really wanted to see that picture, that coming of age picture that was painted in American Graffiti or Dazed and Confused, but in more of a late 90s, early 2000s setting. So that's what I was going for.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm 90% sure you wrote that song with Dan Couch as well, who I was reading an article on you, and he called you the biggest hillbilly that he knows.
Asshole. No, I love it. I love it. I got hillbilly tattooed on my shoulder, so I can't deny it. But yeah, I did. I wrote with Dan Couch and Oscar Charles. I'm actually in Oscar's studio right now at his house in the Nations over here in Nashville. But this is the room that we wrote County Roads in. I was sitting on that couch right back there behind me, and Oscar was sitting where I'm at the control station here. And we'd been kicking around ideas all day, man. It just wasn't getting anywhere. And Oscar picked up a guitar and plugged some stuff in and started pushing buttons and strummed that wah, wah, wah. And I was like, what in the hell is this monstrosity of a noise, And so I was like, dude, what? We're trying to find a song. Why don't we just tell the damn truth? And I was like, I got a public education, but it didn't come from class. It came from long rides home on the bus in the back. I said, hell, that even kind of rhymes. Let's just go with that, And so it made it a lot easier, just reaching back and telling the truth. And Dan goes in the kitchen, and I told him, I was like, man, I don't know how to get there, but it would be so cool if we could just call this song County Roads. And then Dan goes in the kitchen for 20 seconds and walks back in and is like, has the whole damn chorus written. And then, we just got back together later on and figured it out. And I put that little breakup story in there. Sorry, I'm being very tangential, but I'm getting somewhere. I went to my hometown with Josh Mendez, and we were shooting some video stuff. And my buddy pulls up, who I hadn't seen since I graduated high school. And he's talking to me, and it was so good to see him. And he leaves, and I look at Josh, and I was like, that's the dude from County Roads with the pickup truck. And we get in our car, and we go down the road, and I see him sitting in the gas station parking lot waving me down. And I pull in beside him, and he was like, did you put me in one of your fucking songs? I was like, you took off in a truck with a buddy of mine? He said, yeah. I said, yeah, I did. And I was like, I was so glad somebody was there with me to see that moment.
That's awesome.
That's gotta be like the best way to be like,
hey, I appreciate you.
Yeah, did you that's just, yeah, I don't know. I mean, he wasn't upset about it, right?
No. He was like, I didn't do nothing with her, man. She was with blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, but when they called me, she was with you.
I love how he's going back to the moment.
He's like, no, it wasn't me, man. It wasn't me.
He doesn't care about how cool it is that he's in your fucking song. He's just like, no, dude, don't rat on me. Don't snitch on me. Come on.
Small town shit, but that song really started the record, man. I had My Boy when I came into my deal, and I thought I had a bunch of other songs, but my label sit me down and was like, hey, we feel like you only got one song, Elvie. And I was like, hey, I feel like y'all are full of shit. I feel like I got a lot more songs. But they were right. I got to give it to them, man. And County Roads was the first song I wrote after my record deal. That's on the record. and it really just kind of set the pace for the rest of the record. And it gave us kind of a roadmap to be like, how honest can we be with where I come from, where I've been, where I'm at now. And so that ended up, it gave us a direction for the record, but it also ended up first giving me a direction for the EP we came out with called County Roads, which was very, based on my upbringing. And then it created the first chapter of my record, which I call the Dazed and Confused Years. I think it's like track 2 through whatever, Rocket Science. I can't remember the numbers right now, but the second song through Rocket Science is called the Dazed and Confused Years. And the reason that chapter 1 starts on the second song is because the first song is kind of like a preface. It's a very circular song. It's, all the things I've run from that, you inevitably end up running right back into at different parts in your life. And it's also a big tribute to my wife because, I'm always trying to run circles around, keep up with her, but she probably feels like she's trying to keep up with me, but I'm just trying not to lose her.
Isn't she a powerlifter? Isn't she strong as shit?
She is strong as shit. I don't want her to kick me. That's for damn sure. But man, that'd be an ass kicking from hell. But yeah, man. So she started training a couple years before we had the baby. She competed. She got to compete one time before we had the baby, and she won her class.
Hell yeah!
And now she's just got back into the gym last few months. She's felt like she could get back in there. Our baby's 7 months old now, but man, she looked friggin' banging on the red carpet this weekend. It was awesome. I love that dress she wore and everything. Don't get me started. I ain't seen her in a couple of days, y'all. You gotta calm down with the talking about the wife stuff. I'm lonely.
Well, did she help you pick out your outfit for the ACMs, or was that all you?
No, I worked with a lady named Katie Robbins, who's a stylist here in town. I've always done my own stuff, and I started working with Katie back in right before we did the record, the photo shoot for the album cover. And I love how, Katie is like, she'll get you out of your comfort zone. Like I was wearing those baggy breeches on the red carpet, like those baggy kind of R&B style dress slacks. And then she got me like this textured black on black leopard print shirt, and she showed it to me at first, and I was like, what in the hell is this? But I put it on. I was like, all right. So if as long as we throw some snake skins on here, then I'm good. But she also, she found, we went in and she had all these sequin dresses and stuff for my wife that was very, very red carpet kind of looking stuff. But when she grabbed that leather dress and Mandy put it on, I was like, damn, I'm gonna look like a priest. My wife's gonna look like Pam Anderson, 1996. I'm down with this. Let's go.
I love it. I love it. I mean, why not? Why not? What do you know about Joe's on Weed Street?
I don't know anything about Joe's other than I've looked at pictures. I've heard people talk about it for years. It's a bucket list place to play. Joe's is up there with I think it's called Jones Beach up in New York, with the Red Rock out in California. It's Green Hall in Texas. I mean, there's a lot of places that are kind of bucket list places to play, and Joe's is definitely one of those for me. So I'm looking forward to it.
We are definitely looking forward to having you in the city. March 31st, that Thursday, Elvie Shane will be at Joe's. We are pumped. We are going to be waiting for that strung of county roads. That way we can rock our asses off pretty much. Do recommend, are you going to get any deep dish pizza while you're here? Or
of course.
Yeah.
Have you been to Chicago?
I played the amphitheater last year. What's it called over by the casino? It's a big black amphitheater. It's really cool looking place.
Is it
in Chicago?
Is that in Tinley?
At Tinley, yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
okay.
Hollywood Casino Amphitheater.
Yes, so we played there, and somebody brought us this pizza that had the sauce on the top. Does that sound right?
Deep,
Yeah,
deep
it's
dish.
deep dish.
Oh, well, hell, I didn't know that. In Kentucky, deep dish just means that you cook it in a deep dish. It's still got the sauce on it. Jeez.
Yeah, we do things a little bit unorthodox here in Chicago.
Hey, man, I love it. What's so what was that? What was this place called? It's like it's a super popular Chicago pizza place. Like everybody was like, "This is the pizza you eat when you come here."
Was it Lou Malnati's or was it Giordano's?
Shit, I don't know. I gotta know now though. Hang on, I'm gonna shoot.
Or
I
there's
got
Gino's East.
There's honestly so many.
There's so many, and it's honestly hard to find bad pizza
True.
in this city.
What was
But,
the
but
pizza?
if you're looking for good pizza, I would recommend Lou Malnati's.
Or Pequod's.
Yeah,
Pequods.
that's Detroit style. I feel like it's not. an accurate
Pequods is
Yeah.
a weird word, man. Pequod is a weird
Pequod's is a
word.
weird word.
Like what's that?
Yeah.
What's that one fruit? There's a fruit that's a really weird word that kind of Pequod kind of reminded me. Oh, a kumquat. That sounds dirty.
I've never eaten a kumquat.
I don't even know if I've ever seen a kumquat.
I don't know how to spell kumquat.
I don't know how to spell kumquat, and I don't want to try.
We could all try together. Elvie, before we let you go, I have I was going to say I have a personal connection with you, but I don't have a personal connection with you. But I already love you before this interview because of a relationship you may not know that you have with my brother. So,
Okay.
I literally put a timeline in the notes. So my brother started dating his now fiance in 2018, and she has a young boy whose name is Theo. And at the time when they started dating, he was 4. September 2021 was when My Boy was released. I know you wrote it in like 2016, but was it released then?
I think we put it out right before Father's Day of 2020. In September of 21 is when we went to country radio. Yes, that's when we went to country radio. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So in May, my brother literally DM'd you and was just like, this song is literally hit home for him because he's in the process of being a stepfather, and he DM'd you just like thanking you for the music and how much it meant to him. And you responded to him with a video thanking for him for the support and telling him to come cut some wood in Kentucky. So and he literally screenshotted me like the DM because I was like, I need it. Like I want to bring it up to him. So then July 15th, my brother proposes to his girl, and he gets his approval, meaning Theo. So now his soon to be stepson, and then her yes. And then July 31st, he also DM'd you asking when you're coming into town, and you said sometime in September, you believe. Which now we learned is, I mean, COVID just messes up every single timeline ever, but it's canceled, which is good. So so you're obviously coming now March 31st. And then November 17th, Joe's announced that you were coming. October 1st was our first podcast partnering with Joe's. So right away, I was like, I need to talk to Elvie. I need to tell him about like this special bond he has with my brother, because my brother means everything to me. He's been there obviously through everything, through the ups and downs. So yeah, today, March 9th, here we are. My brother and his fiance are getting married on April 2nd, 2 days after you're in town. I'm hoping they can still make it, but literally that Thursday is like when all the family is coming into town for the wedding and all that. But I was hoping, I want your help for their wedding gift. And what I was thinking was I was going to get the lyrics of My Boy printed on like some cool vinyl thing on Etsy. And then I was going to go to Guitar Center and buy a guitar. And I was just hoping I could leave it in the green room at Joe's and have you sign it, if that's okay, and then present them.
Yeah, you can do that. I can handwrite them lyrics, whatever you want to do, man. It's all good.
Well, I seriously, thank you. I don't know really how to express what you mean to my brother and Theo and Nicole, and especially My Boy. because I know as an artist or as someone that's enjoyed music, you understand that music really hits home with some people, but your song of My Boy has like impacted so many lives. And I know you understand that, but it like hitting close to me. I just want to thank you for your song and your talent and putting it out there.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I mean, I think it's important as artists, as you know, I feel like there's this weird stigma that, you know, around being a male and being a male artist these days. And it's like, you know, there's not a lot of vulnerability out there. And it's like, you hear County Roads and man, we'll rock out when it's time to rock out. But when you listen to My Boy, you know, there's, you know, love and all that stuff, family and forgiveness and everything is just as important as trying to be a damn badass. You know what I mean? It's like, it's and more important than all of that. And songs like My Boy, you know, I feel like more songs like My Boy or like Things a Man Ought to Know, and that just, you know, won Song of the Year, My Girl Laney. But all that stuff is super important within music too. And I'm glad that I got to be the vessel to deliver this song in particular. And I'm glad that that your brother got one of those videos. Man, I do that stuff for people when I, you know, when I get a chance. Sometimes I used to pride myself in answering every message I got on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. And, you know, fortunately, but unfortunately, the number of messages has grown to a point now that I it would be hard. It would take time away from my family to just sit there and answer messages all the time. And you know, first world problems, I get it, but every now and then it's cool to just send somebody a video or something. Cause I remember like when I found an artist that I loved, I've sent messages and I still do to this day sometimes, hoping that I'll get a reply. And to get a reply like that when I was, you know, just reaching out to an artist that I just found that I love their music, that would have been so badass to me. So it's like, but I didn't ever get to feel it. So I was like, maybe I'll just let somebody else feel it then, you know. But thank you guys. I really appreciate it, man. And I'm pumped to come to Joe's. It's gonna be sick. We're gonna have a blast.
We are pumped to have you. Pull up that banner again, please. It's coming up. Yeah, go get tickets at joesbar.com. Elvie Shane will be here in the city. Joe's on Weed Street, March 31st. We can't wait to have you in the city, dude. Looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it. You guys take care. All right, we'll see you there.